Hi everybody, my name is Claudia Guzman and today I'm going to be discussing as to why technology has become such a big thing in our younger generation and why it's affecting them and their development. I do have a picture of some children on their phone and their iPad, and I'm sure you've all seen this specific scenery at a public setting or even in your family gathering, and it probably didn't even faze you, which is proving my point. The specific purpose of this topic is to shine a light onto why parents have relied so much on these electronic devices to keep their kids entertained. Now, let's go ahead and dig deeper into this issue. We all know that technology has become a huge part of our lives and as far as we can remember, and now it's affecting Generation Z. And I believe it is important for you all to give more thought into this issue due to the impact it has made on today's children and could potentially make an impact on future children as well. I will provide details as to why it is not healthy for children to spend so much time on these electronic devices and possibly offer better solutions to help a child's entertainment and help with their development as well. Now, let's go ahead and dig deeper as to why I believe this issue is important. It seems that parents have found it easier to give their children a device to play with and entertain them so that they stay quiet and out of their way. Parents don't seem to think about the long-term effects it could have on their children. It says that when children are almost a year old, and even into their early childhood or even their teen years, they're just already addicted to electronics. I'm sure that we've all been in public and we've noticed a parent shopping and they just give their child a phone, and same thing goes with whatever electronic device they're using in the moment. And according to the article titled The Role of Digital Technology in Children and Young People's Mental Health by Chris Hollins and Sonia Liverstone, social media in particular has become not only a commonplace but also an infractual in everyday life, taken for granted as the routine means by which family and peer relationships are sustained. They also believe that children will start to have mental health issues such as social anxieties or just anxiety in general, and that's really hard to overcome because it stems into adulthood, and that's really hard to overcome, and that goes into depression as well. Not to mention, electronics also make a big toll or give a big toll on your eyesight. And imagine being a child and already having vision problems because you were glued onto your phone for so much, or letting your child be glued onto an electronic device for too long. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what caused technology to become such a big thing in this generation. There are many factors to mention as to why parents and even caretakers have relied on technology so much now. As we all know, technology has become an important aspect in all of our lives. We're all guilty of being on our cell phones a little too much and possibly just using it to pass the time. And the majority of us are guilty of probably even giving it to children just so they can leave you alone. And it's important to limit screen time. And I know, sometimes it's hard to avoid all this stuff because it's such a new thing now, but of course it's important to give these children screen limit times. And according to this article, Addictive for Children and Helpful to Parents, Electronic Devices as a Non-Human Actor in Family Relations by Koska Malgorzata, the effects of devices on these children have raised the issue of addiction. And some parents spoke of it directly, describing their child as addicted to electronics. So even some parents are noticing these patterns. And unfortunately, sometimes because they started their pattern of the child's development using electronics, now the child is just so glued onto it that even just taking it away from them will make them cry or whatnot. And of course it starts with letting them watch TV or a movie when they're little kids, and then little by little they start to be interested in video games and wanting the newest video game or the newest video game console. And sometimes it can go into their teenage years. And I know everybody has a smartphone nowadays, but when you're a teenager, sometimes you just want the newest smartphone and you want to stay on the newest trends, and that goes with, social media and all the apps that are trending right now. And now, I have discussed the factor that plays into downs of technology with kids. We cannot talk about better ways to keep children entertained as they are growing up and learning new things. There are plenty of activities that can be incorporated for children's entertainment. According to this article called The Power of Play, How Fun and Games Help Children Thrive by Michael Yogman, in addition to boosting a child's health and development. I believe trying activities with children, such as playing outdoor games and even indoor games, such as arts and crafts, there are many things you could do in the category of arts and crafts. And a way to make this change is to limit screen times, as I mentioned, and not let their minds get lost in these electronic devices. Researching different activities will be a great idea for parents. So if you're a parent, a new parent, or you know a parent, advise them to just look up ideas on how to entertain their children that has very limited screen usage or just electronic device usage. And as I discussed my main points, I hope I successfully educated you all in some ways so you can realize that electronic devices are not so great for a child's development. And I see that there are better solutions to entertain them. I know using technology is very common now in public settings or just in general, and I suppose I'll know myself when I have my own children someday, but I guess that's for me to find out. And I do have a picture of children playing outside, and I know the majority of us had a childhood like this playing outside, and I'm hoping that you would want that for the future children as well. Thank you.